Hi everyone, it's Mindy and welcome to day 3 of the 12 days of Christmas with Gina K Designs. So we are going to unwrap what is inside packet 3 and then we're going to create a card. Any supplies that I'm using outside of the 12 days of Christmas will be linked down below in the video description and over on my blog. So inside packet 3, we have some essentials, and I would definitely say this is something that you should have in your stash. We have liquid glue, a fine tip bottle, and then a sequence mix. I use Gina K Designs Connect Glue all the time. I have it in the tube. I have some in the fine tip bottle. She has some bigger bottles. That is what I like to use to put into the fine tip bottle. And then she also has a new matte Connect Glue. In the sequence mixes, she has a bunch of ones. This is one that I like to use in shakers because it can match anything. So I had a very specific type of shaker card in mind, and I'm going to start with creating the window for my shaker. And I am using, I believe it's Master Layouts 11. One of the reasons I grabbed this is because it's going to cut out those 4 window panes, but it's also going to leave me a nice thick white edge. So I am just taping my cardstock down to fit the Master Layouts 11 die, and then I'm going to use my Intri-Cut die cut machine to cut it out. I am using Gina's layering weight cardstock. I would recommend using the heavyweight and also recommend die cutting that window out at least 2 more times because we want to have stability. I figured that out later on in the process of my card. So I just wanted to throw that tip out there for you guys. Now I have a piece of acetate cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I just wanted to show you here that you can use liquid glue to attach acetate. When it comes to attaching it for a shaker window, it's not my go-to to use liquid glue. I would actually use double-sided tape because you don't want to risk any of that liquid glue seeping onto the acetate where it can be seen. Mine didn't actually show, even though I did squish it a little bit. I do recommend the double-sided tape, but did want to show you how liquid glue can be used for things other than your cardstock. So after pressing the acetate down, I'm going to take that cardstock and place it under something heavy and just let that sit for a minute. And in the meantime, I'm going to create my background. I am using this delicate snowflake background from Gina K Designs. It's quite well loved. And I have a piece of layering weight white cardstock in my Misti. I did tuck it down into the bottom corner because I'm not overly concerned if it doesn't stamp in the corner. Sometimes it can be kind of tricky that way, but I knew I would have a border around my window. So I prepped the cardstock with an anti-static powder tool and I'm stamping it down in white pigment ink. This is a tip I learned from Gina years ago, was that when I am doing white heat embossing, to do white pigment ink. It stamps beautifully. It stays wet for a little while longer and I get just such a better heat embossed image. So I sprinkled on the white embossing powder, tapped off my excess, and then I let the heat gun warm up till it was nice and hot and brought that in to melt my embossing powder. I'm going to try and tilt that in the light so you can see it. A little hard on camera, but in person, it's definitely there. And I got beautiful, crisp results. Now I'm going to work on my ink blending. I'm starting with light orchid and kind of just down in that bottom right-hand corner. I have my window off on the side because I will bring that in and check every now and then to make sure that I have the entire window area that's going to be seen covered with ink. So I did a really, really soft application of that light orchid. Then I'm going to come in with light lilac. So I started off really light-handed. I can always come back in and add more ink over the top, or I can even come back in with a darker color, but just very, very lightly coming in. These 2 colors together are absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm bringing in Tranquil Teal. So this may have been a little bit too dark to jump to right away. I did tap off a lot off on the side. I came in light-handed, but it was still a little too dark for my liking. I was liking that light color that was going on. So what I did is come back in with the light lilac and light orchid and added more color over the top to try and match the intensity that the Tranquil Teal had. I brought that window in once again, making sure that all of that area that's seen through the window is covered with ink. And then I'm going to work on a centerpiece. I absolutely love this die set. This is, I think it's called the Snowflake Trio. It's been out for quite a while. It is one of the most gorgeous snowflake die sets that I have. And I knew that I wanted that large one right in the center. The problem was trying to decide what to die cut it out of because there's so many options. There's glitter paper, there's just metallic cardstock. You could actually take foil and create a foiled snowflake, which I think I do have a video on when this set first came out. So I will link that for you too at the end. I decided on this diamond glitter cardstock and I did die cut it out about two more times from heavyweight white cardstock and layered those together to not only add stability, but also just kind of give it a little bit, I hate to say bulk, but I did want it to be kind of a nice, thick, solid piece. To create our shaker well, I'm going to be using the Gina K Designs foam strips. And I've made many shaker cards in different ways. The biggest thing that you want to keep in mind is make sure your foam tape is butted up right next to the other one. So mine, I'm going around that window and then I'm filling in the empty space with foam strips as well. You always want to make sure that those are butted up right next to each other so none of your sequence bits escape. And I also put a small one right in the center to help stabilize that. So here is where I decided I really needed to kind of add some stability to my frame. So I just added two more frames over the top using my tape runner. Now here was my little calendar surprise is I thought this was just a really gorgeous sequence mix from Gina. I saw the sequence circles, did not realize there were flower shapes in here. And you could see I kind of paused because I was sprinkling it into my well. And I was like, those are flowers. That was not a circle. And I really debated about starting over or dumping these out. And I thought, I'm just going to go for it. It could be just a very fluffy snowflake. So I added a few more sequins into my shaker well. I removed the foam strips and I'm going to add my ink blended background over the top. So that was just kind of my little Christmas surprise. I went into this thinking that it was just a regular shaker mix and it was not, but I think it still turned out super pretty. I'm adding liquid glue to the back of my snowflake and then I can place that in the center and I kind of debated on the orientation of it. Once I finalized on it, I'll set something heavy on that and let that sit for a few minutes. And while that is drying, I am going to work on a sentiment. So I am using the All at Once sentiment die set. And also, I think it's the holiday version. I will have it linked down below in the video description. But this I am stamping onto black cardstock with a white pigment ink. And then I'm going to sprinkle on my white embossing powder. I will heat set it. And there's a die that coordinates with this. So all the sentiments stamp out at once and they also die cut out all at once. She has a couple variations of these. I do recommend taping it down in each of the corners, especially if you heat embossed, because you don't want that plate to shift when you are die cutting it out. So I have all of those sentiments. I picked out one for the front of my card. The rest I will save in the packaging. And I did layer it up with a couple more strips behind it just to make sure that that has stability as well. So even though I didn't intend to have flowers with my snowflakes for the shaker card, I still absolutely love how this came out. I love shaker cards. Yes, there's a little bit more bulk to them, but I think they are totally worth it. So again, any additional supplies I used, I will have linked down below in the video description. And I also have a playlist of the 12 days of Christmas videos that I have been doing so far with the Gina K Designs box. So if you're interested, you can check that out as well. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.